Welcome back to MQ Plus, everyone. On this channel, I'm 100%ing Breath of the Wild by a bit every day until Tears of the Kingdom comes out, which is today in exactly 40 days. It's April now. This is not an April Fool's joke, which means Tears of the Kingdom is coming out next month. This is the first day we officially get to say this. And I've actually been talking a little bit today in my Discord about some of the story stuff when it comes to Tears of the Kingdom. Obviously, that game is, story is basically unknown at this point. We know like nothing confirmed about the story, but I was actually rewatching the old trailers and using kind of the material from the old trailers with our new knowledge to kind of piece everything a little bit better together. And that's what I want to do today. I want to give you my new and revised, I guess, opinion or thinking on what the story is gonna at least start like. And that's what I'm gonna do now. So in my opinion, Tears of the Kingdom begins, and I will say this now because I've been talking to some people in my comment section that seem to be agreeing with this too. It will start a couple years, maybe after Breath of the Wild. It could be 2 years, it could be, let's say 2 years. Because Link and Zelda do look similar, they don't look the same. We already know that Zelda has short hair. This was the first thing that any of us knew about, actually. Oh, wow. Stasis Plus letting me down there. I don't even want to fight this guy. I just want to get a Korok seed. So a couple years later, let's say 2. In this time, what has happened? The shrines have basically made their way back underground. The towers have made their way back underground. I'm not sure how to explain the Divine Beasts. I don't know if the Divine Beasts have been recycled, been back dug underground. Maybe they've been repurposed because they don't seem to be needed anymore. Not really sure what a good explanation for that would be, but let's say that's the case. From the beginning shot of the recent gameplay showcase, we could maybe think that the inhabitants of Hyrule has cleaned up some of the debris from the war now because Calamity Ganon is defeated. There's no more guardians at the Hateno Fort Hateno, which is where the gameplay preview basically starts, and that's basically where our game starts. Now, for some reason, maybe after conversing with, I don't even know who, maybe let's say Pura, Zelda and Link have decided to check out this underground cave because of rumors. Maybe, I don't know, maybe malice has started popping up in the world again, or like enemies started behaving weirdly, and they want to investigate this cave. They investigate this cave and they find the corpse of Ganondorf underground. Now, for whatever reason, when they find the corpse of Ganondorf, the seal, which is presumably some ancient Zonai force, which at one point, let's call it the ancient Zonai hero, at one point sealed this Ganondorf and the malice inside him underground. And for whatever reason, the seal breaks, Ganondorf breaks free. Maybe over time the seal is weakened, which is why the malice has started popping up outside. And Ganondorf is now breaking free from the seal. With that, hell breaks loose. The cave starts to crumble to the extent where suddenly Zelda falls down because of a piece of debris. We literally see this in the first teaser. Under her, falls down. Link jumps after her to save her, and last second, just before, gets held back by this green hand. Now, we don't know if Zelda gets away from the situation. We definitely know that Link gets away from the situation. Also, I need to find... Oh, it's like I'm having a hard time finding these Korok seeds with the weather here. This is a typical Hebra moment. But unfortunately, we do have to do some more Hebra stuff. Wait, didn't I just get this one? Okay, also, I got this one. I got the shrine. Okay, I need to actually go down here now. My bad. I don't know what's gonna happen. Is Link gonna save Zelda and the green hand is gonna save Link? Is the green hand gonna save Link and Zelda is gonna fall? Maybe the green hand has some sort of like knowledge that we can't save Zelda right now. Link, if you save her now, the prophecy can't be fulfilled, so I'm holding you back from saving her. I don't know what happens exactly, but the green hand will save Link and then in some shape or form give him his power. This is the green hand that Link later on basically controls or uses its power throughout the game. It could be that this hand is essentially him, an early version of him, in shape of the ancient hero. Could be the case. It could be a completely different power that we don't know of yet, but that basically happens. And now this is the point I want to talk about the most, is the Sky Islands, how they get into the game. and the recall ability, how they basically tie into the story next. So Ganondorf breaks loose, the castle starts flying, maybe Malice comes out of Death Mountain because you know, Malice breaks loose, which obviously Death Mountain is connected to the underground, right? So Malice would come out of it. That's just like logical. And the Green Hand possesses Link in hopes of defeating Ganondorf and sealing him again. Now, with that possession, Link gets the new powers, obviously, the new powers we've seen in the most recent gameplay showcase. Recall, Ascent, Ultra Hand, and Fuse. And what I think is going to happen here is that Link will literally use the recall ability to recall the islands in the sky. In every shot of the trailer, or any trailer for Tears of the Kingdom, when Ganondorf attacks, there's no islands in the sky. They don't exist. In fact, we can actually see in their bottom, there's a lot of these like green construct-looking things attached to them at many times. So I think the islands can be moved around. I think the islands are actually, like, the reason that they're flying is like man-made. Like the Zonai made this possible. And the reason I think so is because, again, if you look at them, they have like this green power. There's this green material coming out of them, which looks essentially exactly like the constructs look like. And the constructs also fly, but the second you defeat a construct, it starts falling down, it drops a Zonite charge. So I'm assuming these islands are flying with the power, like it's like a Zonai mechanic, basically. They make them fly using the green energy, which is contained in the Zonite charges, to make them fly. But I don't think they exist. I think they may have existed at one point in the past, and Link has used the recall ability to recall them back into the world, which would kind of explain this like stark contrast of like the islands look almost like primal and ancient, while Hyrule on the ground doesn't look very different. I think this is basically what clicked to me, which I think has a pretty fair chance of being the case. Now, I don't know if Link is going to be the one recalling the islands or the Green Hand itself, maybe before it even gets in touch with Link, is the one that makes that happen, because it's like, oh, we need these islands here now for whatever reason, maybe to strengthen Link, to get him up to power to even defeat Ganondorf. But I think the recall ability is actually the key to getting these islands into the sky. They clearly don't exist now. I don't believe in that like sky barrier theory that they are actually on top of Hyrule, we just don't see them. As anything theory like wise when it comes to this game, Tears of the Kingdom, that is, it's speculation, it's a for fun thing. I could be completely wrong, but maybe the sky, maybe the cloud, no, not again. There's actually something that can happen here where the coral gets stuck under there and you cannot remove it. Obviously it could be real after all, the cloud barrier, and what I'm saying is completely wrong. But I think putting everything together that we know now from previous trailers, things that we've seen, this is what makes sense to me. So once again, Link and Zelda explore on the ground, find Ganondorf. Ganondorf wakes up, the green arm possesses Link, and with its power, they can recall the islands in the sky back to the world, which will then help and strengthen Link, him working together with the ancient hero to defeat Ganondorf and seal him once again. That's kind of how this fits all together to me. This would also explain things like the mazes flying. They're on the ground right now, but maybe once Link uses a recall in some specific place to recall the Sky Kingdom, the mazes also go back up into the sky, just like the blocks that we've seen flying again. Because maybe at one point they used to be in the sky. And in this game, what we see when we see the mazes is actually them having crashed down onto the ground. Alright, looks like I still have to get this one here. Cleaning up some Korok seeds at the same time here, obviously. I'm pretty close now to 97%, which means we are approaching the last 3%. But if I'm looking at my map, I'm also getting to the point now where I have barely any pre-marked locations left. I think at the time where I delete all of these stems, we can actually kind of do the math here, because there's going to be a funny segment of me going around the map and actually figuring out what locations I still need. I'm about to get this stable here, and then I have around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stems left. Like, I think once I'm done chasing all of these stems, I just hit 97%, which is cool. We'll probably be at around like 98%, and I have to figure out where to find these other 2% on the world, which are things that I've probably missed throughout this initial playthrough, because obviously I'm not really following the 100% speedrun route at this point. I'm just kind of talking about Tears of the Kingdom, getting the locations, but we're getting there. And it's pretty safe to say that without any issues, we should be able to do it by the time the game comes around, which is, again, next month. Like, how crazy is that? Being able to say that we'll be playing Tears of the Kingdom next month. This is just kind of hitting me again, because I remember waiting for this game many times. I said, yeah, you know what? Before we know it, the game will be out next month, and that's now. Like, that time is now. Anyway, we got the Serene Stable here. I kind of want to give you my thoughts on the Tears of the Kingdom story, what we know so far. Gonna be getting these final points tomorrow. There's a couple Korok seeds left, one more fairy fountain, and then one more spring, which I think this actually is 2 locations at once. It's the Spring of Courage location, and then also the location for the shrine. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be stuck. Oh, wait. Oh no, I just didn't delete this sticker here. Or stamp or whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 98% is where we're going to be at. And then we have to do some hunting for that last 2%. But again, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I will see you tomorrow.